Chapter 1. Naomi shifted her weight, the worn fabric of her uniform chafing against her skin. Another hour, at least. Another hour of staring at the same stretch of sterile hallway. Another hour of listening to the muffled drone of the selection process echoing from the grand hall. Her fingers tightened around her rifle, a useless weight in her hands. Top of her class, they'd said. Special forces material. Yeah, right. Stuck on guard duty while others got to prove themselves. The word momentous echoed in her head, a hollow mockery. Thousands of hopefuls vying for a chance to serve the dragons, a chance to bask in their reflected glory. And where was she? Stuck guarding a door. Again. A bitter laugh threatened to escape her lips. She'd practically memorized the intricate patterns in the polished floor. She could probably write a thesis on the microscopic dust motes dancing in the filtered light. The quiet hum of the hallway's ventilation system was shattered by the crack of the grand hall doors bursting open. Naomi flinched, instinctively raising her rifle, her heart leaping into her throat. A figure emerged, radiating an almost palpable wave of anger. It wasn't a dignitary. It wasn't a general. It was... The woman's purple hair, streaked with vibrant green, seemed to crackle with energy. Small horns, almost like polished obsidian, protruded from her temples. Her face, sharp and angular, was illuminated by the faint ethereal glow emanating from her skin, a translucent sapphire light that hinted at something more. Tiny scales, barely visible, shimmered beneath the surface, catching the light like 1,000 tiny prisms. The dragon's sapphire eyes, blazing with an intensity that made Naomi's breath catch, locked onto her. It wasn't a look of recognition, not exactly. It was more like surprise. As if she'd stumbled upon something unexpected, something she hadn't been searching for. Not the one they expected, but... "You!" the dragon exclaimed, her voice ringing with an almost desperate urgency. "You're the one!" Before Naomi could protest that she was just a simple guard, that it wasn't her turn, the dragon rushed. Forward. Her hands outstretched, as if she could barely contain herself. She grasped Naomi's hands, her touch surprisingly warm despite the intensity of her gaze. "Please," she begged, her voice cracking with an emotion Naomi couldn't quite place. "Please, come with me. I need you. We're in need. All of us. More than you know." "Need me?" Naomi was still reeling, still confused, but a spark of curiosity ignited within her. She nodded, and the dragon, without waiting for a response, pulled Naomi away, her grip surprisingly strong. They bypassed the command room, where a chorus of protests erupted. Rain, without breaking stride, flicked her wrist, and a ripple of energy pulsed outward. The protesting officers stumbled back, their voices abruptly cut off, expressions shifting from anger to stunned silence. Then they were on a ship, hurtling towards the dragon homeworld. It wasn't one of the fabled living ships, no, just a simple transport, but it was fast. The journey to the dragon homeworld took only a few hours. Naomi had heard the rumours, whispered in awe and fear, the crushing gravity, the extreme environments. Scorching heat to freezing cold, mountains that scraped the sky, ravines that plunged towards the planet's core, a world perfectly suited to the myriad forms of dragon life. As they approached the capital, the city unfolded before them, a breathtaking vista of towering spires, multi-tiered buildings crafted from a bone-white material that seemed to absorb and reflect the starlight, bathing the entire city in an ethereal ivory glow. The ship landed at the spaceport, the main doors hissing open. The dragon, who had introduced herself as Rain, stepped out first. With a ripple of scales and a rush of power, she transformed into her full draconic glory. She stood before Naomi, a magnificent creature of shimmering purple scales, and whispered something. A sensation of lightness washed over Naomi as she stepped off the gravity plating. The planet didn't crush her. Instead, she felt better, stronger. Rain looked around, a frown creasing her snout. The spaceport was strangely empty. There was no welcoming party, no grand escort. "I was told this would be a momentous occasion," Rain murmured, her voice a low rumble. I was told I had found the first. I'm not sure what I was supposed to do, only that it was important and that the council would explain everything. Instead of a majestic flight on Dragonback, they boarded a massive utilitarian transport and headed towards the heart of the city. After all, nobody rode dragons. They were gods. Such a thing was beneath them.